The quest to replicate Tesla's success is keeping EV mania alive. Tesla has soared to a valuation of over $700 billion, more than the next 7 biggest car makers in the world combined. The company is now in a category by itself, defying even Elon Musk's warnings about his stock price being too high. Thanks in large part to the Tesla phenomenon, a consensus has emerged that electric vehicles are the future. But for both startups and traditional car companies, the path is going to be bumpy. 2 big questions remain. 1, can any other startup meaningfully replicate Tesla's success? And 2, will the EV market grow quickly enough to support both the incumbents and the newcomers? The dramatic rise and fall of Nikola over just a few months was last year's big cautionary tale. The company set out to transform the trucking industry by replacing the diesels in big rigs with batteries and fuel cells. The stock debuted and soared in the summer months, but by September, it collapsed. A short seller claimed Nikola had deceived investors about its technology. The company has denied this, but regulators opened investigations and the founder left. For conventional car makers, it was a much less eventful year. Only a handful saw their shares rise meaningfully in 2020. Companies like GM and Daimler started to get credit for undergoing big transformations of their business, but they've spent more than a century with their world revolving around the internal combustion engine. Daimler, for instance, laid out a vision for more than half of its global sales being electrified by the end of the decade. But Musk has big ambitions to dominate Germany and the rest of Europe. In the US, GM and Ford have electric pickups in the works. That's a segment they've dominated for decades, but they'll have to contend with Tesla's Cybertruck later this year. As Musk has pulled away from the pack, no other auto CEO has sung his praises more than Volkswagen's Herbert Diess. When he gave a briefing on VW's spending plan for the next half-decade, Tesla's name came up 31 times. Diess describes Tesla as an important competitor and a reference for VW. He says Musk has a software background and capabilities that others still have to try and build up and match. Some analysts are predicting VW and Tesla will form a global EV duopoly for the foreseeable future. But the bigger question is this: do Diess's peers fully grasp where the industry is headed? I'm Craig Trudell. This is How We Move. For more content on the future of transportation, follow us on Quicktake and Bloomberg.